Welcome back, my dark means, to WTF News, hosted by me, 951. And if you see the title of the video here, yes. You see the title of the video here, yeah, oh yeah, I'm talking about this. I was planning to wait a week for this, but I decided, you know what, no, this is too important. I need to say this because literally, this is the most idiotic thing I've seen. Idiotic thing. I literally was going to just make one video today that just surviving the aftermath, if you've seen that first. And I decided, you know, just play that today. But instead, have a whole bunch of conversation, talk about what I did in that game. You know, the whole shebang. Have to do what I did, what I've done off camera. But instead of me doing, like, but during the video, I just had a little bit of tenseness in my brain. Thankfully, I managed to distract myself. But before I even started the game, I see what WB has done. If you don't know, WB Games has done the most idiotic thing, and that is shut down Monolith. The game that brought us the best game ever, Lord of the Rings game ever, and which I played on the channel. And WB Games have closed it down. I am absolutely pissed right now. I'm serious. I'm absolutely pissed right now. The fact that this happened, and before I continue on, just to let you know, I found that I watched Yang Ye's video. So if you want to look up his video down below, I will leave the link down below so you guys can watch it, because I'm mainly going to be talking about Monolith here. I will bring in other, also bring in my piece here, what other things that can happen, but also I'll be bringing in some other studios here just to basically let you know how bad it is. But I'm mainly going to be talking about Monolith and how idiotic this is. Also, WTF News is just about me spreading the word. It has nothing to do with me taking credit. I just want to help spread the word as much as possible. Also, this is just the gaming version. I have 3 versions. This is mainly the gaming one. I have anime, and I have both. I have gaming and anime with both of them combined. But this is right now gaming entirely right now because this is idiotic. I hate this. I hate the fact that Monolith is not shut down, because they literally created the best system in the gaming history, which is the Nemesis system. And if you don't know what the Nemesis system is, I will explain it to you. It's basically you go fight enemy, you fight enemy, you beat enemy comes back to fight you, and now you have your own nemesis, because now you're gonna fight that guy again. Basically, if you've played Shadow Mordor, the first game, which I have, and I played on the channel, then you know what I'm talking about. Basically, you go and fight an enemy, you die by a random enemy, they become a powerhouse. You kill the enemy, they might come back for revenge. I mean, literally remember how you act and what you do. And it was literally the best thing ever. And it could have revolutionized gaming forever. And I say could have because of course, WB decided to patent that thing and not let anyone else use it. And now we may never see it again until this patent is done, because I think it ends in 2036. My brain thought it was going to end in 2026 because that was how much I forgot about it. I completely forgot that it's going to be 26 something, but I didn't. But my brain said, "Oh no, it's gonna be done in 2026," which I was happy until I watched GameRanks' video and I realized, until he said, it's gonna end in 2036, I think is what he said. And then, so I still gotta wait how many years? Let me see. We got 2029, 2030. We're 2028, right? What year are we in again? I completely forgot because I'm pissed. I mean, but still, either way, I think we're 2038. I don't know. No, we're 2025. That's right. I forgot. My brain literally forgot the year because I was so freaking pissed, and I hurt myself in the eye. Ow. We're 2025, so which means we still got... When did they patent this? When? I can't remember. Oh, wait. I forgot. It was 20 years they patented. Ow, I hurt my eye. Ow. My brain really wanted it to come out 2026. I was happy because we had 1 year left. No, we still gotta wait another 11 years. Another 11 years until we get that freaking Nemesis system back out and running. And I absolutely hate it. The fact that Monolith gets shut down is a travesty. It is insanity. And WB Games has no idea what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing with games. I mean, at this point, I think they should stop making games entirely and just send the license out. Just to freaking, just send the licenses out, just to freaking and just get royalties off of it at this point. Because they have no idea what to do. They have no idea what to do. Right now, the only thing they're thinking of is how they can make so much money, which is basically why they shut down these studios. They literally have no idea what they're doing, and I'm absolutely pissed that we just lost Monolith, and now we may never see the Nemesis system again until the patent runs out, which I hope they don't renew it, because if I think correctly, I think they can renew the patent, which I highly doubt they'll be able to succeed, because they have no evidence to basically even use it, because right now, they have no game right now to be used in it. I mean, Wonder Woman was supposed to have it, which they revamped it for friendship, which I don't want a friendship. I don't want to be friends with my enemies. I want to freaking go there and basically lift them up in the sky and rip them in half and just and have it rain the red stuff on me, and basically have my nemesis and basically go end them. I don't want to be friends with them. That was the whole point of the nemesis system. But no, now Wonder Woman's canceled because they decide, you know what? Yeah, that's it. Wonder Woman's now canceled. So sorry, Angry Joe, you're not gonna get your mod where you get Wonder Woman to basically modded as Superman. You're never gonna see that again. Sorry, Angry Joe. Now you go. Hopefully, he makes a breaking news video because this is like so important right now. But seriously, yeah, sorry, Angry Joe, you're not gonna be able to. Basically, I'm pissed at freaking Monolith. Sorry, not Monolith. WB Games. WB in general, because they don't know what to do for games. They hired someone, I think Hayden, to basically be the CEO of that department, but he doesn't even play games. It doesn't even know what he's doing. In fact, it was so bad that Monolith team, that some of the Monolith team decided to leave and to go. Well, I think it was Monolith team to leave for EA, which. You didn't need to go to EA because EA is basically, at least they're better, but they're still bad. But still, it's so bad that they left. Some people left to join EA. I think that's what's happened. Somebody fact check me on that one. But even still, yeah, like it's over. Like seriously, it's so bad right now. It is so bad. No, it's the CEO of Monolith. I can't remember. And it basically took so long until Hayden even decided make the game. Made the game, but then he basically left, which we don't even know, which we don't even know if he's ousted. But Young Air says that it's highly doubtful that he was ousted. He probably left on his own. So yeah, it ruined the game. It ruined everything, and now basically it's mandated for everything to be basically live service. For some reason, they still think live service is the best thing. But here's the thing: live services. Do you think we have a limited time? Do you think days last forever? Do you think we're immortal or something? Do you think we have do you think we in our lives have unlimited time? Or do you think that we managed to finish a live service game in a matter of 5 seconds? Do you think that? Because I'm gonna tell you this now, I have app games that literally take an hour. One of them takes an hour unless I'm quick enough. 30 to an hour. That is already done with my life. That's one thing. So if you think about it on a console game, which compared to Marvel Rivals has a good game. I'm just gonna use this. Literally has basic things to play that. You really think? Well, actually, no, not that one because it's free to play. And you can basically get the skins for free. So not Marvel Rivals, but any other game that literally requires you to basically spend money in it. Basically, no one has time for that. No one has time. Literally, have you lost your minds? Because you guys don't know anything about gaming. And it's so pissed right now that we lost Monolith. There's other companies the company that made Multiverses, that one's dead now too, because of course Multiverses died, so that's done. And right now they're only focusing on one of our WB is working only on now basically now they're basically going to be focusing. They said this in their big memos that we're going to be focusing on Harry Potter. They're going to be focusing on basically what was the other game? What was the other one called? The Game of Thrones. They're going to be focusing, I think, Mortal Kombat. I think they're going and focusing on the other DC stuff, and that's basically about it. They're going to be focusing on those 4. That's it. So we're never going to see probably the Nemesis ever again. So they patent it and never use it again. So freaking F off, WB. You deserve to fail. I've had enough of this. I've had enough. They deserve to freaking fail. WB Games needs to fail. I am sorry, but they have literally done nothing but throw things in the garbage. They closed down Monolith. They failed on Monolith versus. They failed on every other gaming thing. They failed on the live service suicide. The side squad, the Sui side squad, and then now everything's going wrong. Now we lost a good company who made the Fear series. So now that's potential Fear reboot is now gone to the birds. Hell, it's so fun. It's so fun to hear this. It's so nice to hear this. WB, and like it said, I'd rather have WB Games fail now because they don't know anything about games. Now I know it's bad to say this, but in reality, we both know that in the Harry Potter, even if they make a good game, they made a Quidditch game. And that sucked beyond belief. I mean, right now they're planning to only make a live service Harry Potter game somehow, which literally that's going to fail entirely. And now they're only focusing, and plus, like how they basically killed off Mortal Kombat. And when I say killed off, I mean they basically filled that up with microtransactions. And literally it was bad. Not to mention the combat sucks depending how... If basically combat sucks in that game, because unless you're a pro at it, you're never gonna freaking win in that game. Casual players do not want to play that, and other games right now are coming out of the woodwork, fighting games, who are basically coming in to replace that. Literally, it's getting out of control. WB Games sucks so bad. WB has no idea what to do, and I think that WB Games should fail immediately, because if they're gonna do this kind of thing, I'd rather have WB Games fail entirely. Which is sad to say, because I don't want the people who are working there to lose their jobs. But at the same time, WB Games is doing nothing with the games they are. They canceled Wonder Woman. They're canceling other projects. In fact, they canceled a Batman Beyond movie that was going to be the style of Miles Morales' Spider-Man thing. Miles Morales Spider-Man in that style. And they canceled that. They also had another game I think was supposed to be another superhero game. Involving or something, I don't know, another superhero game, but they canceled that one. They are canceling everything left and right. I mean, they were supposed to be a Flash game, but the movie failed, so they decided to cancel the game because they were too scared to make that game. Oh no, and that movie failed, so we need to cancel the game because we don't want to get hit by people who don't like the Flash. No, it's because you just make a good game. If you had made a game, it doesn't matter if the movie failed. You could still make the game as long as you made it good. But of course, WB, with their cup of water in front of them, is too afraid to put their little toe in the cup of water that's in front of them. Oh no, I'm too scared. Ah! Because that's how they are. They literally cancel so many projects because they're not willing to put their little toe in the glass of water, in the cup of water that's sitting right in front of them. They've literally not bothered. They're not even innovating anything. They've literally just stayed in there, just done nothing. They've only made one game that's good, and that was Harry Potter, which is the best thing. And now they want to make a Harry Potter Harry Potter live service game, which was supposed to be a sequel. Apparently, I think somebody fact checked for me, but now it's a live service game. There's a Game of Thrones game coming out, which I don't even know if that's going to be good. But even if that's good, WB's probably going to come in and say, this single player game looks good. I think I have a good idea. Let's make a live service version of this. And then that way we can make so much money afterwards. And then when it does fail, and then when the live service does come out and it fails, oh, well, this game failed. Well, that means I have to shut down another studio. Is that right? Seriously? WB Games suck so badly that you have no idea what you're doing. Monolith was the best company and made the best game ever, which is the Lord of the Rings, Shadow Mordor. They made the best games, and I have Shadow the sequel on my console right now, ready to play, but I keep hesitating because every time I want to play the game, something happens to piss me off. This is the one of the things happens to piss me off. And now if I play that game for the channel, I'm going to be so upset on the fact that this could have been so much more. We could have had so much more potential here. But no, they decided to F it up. They F'd it up when it came up with loot boxes. They F'd it up and so much Seriously. And now they effed it up when they padded the Nemesis system, which nobody can now use. And so many games were going to be making their own games with the basic Nemesis system, which I said this during my last video when I was ranking game ranks, where basically there was one game that I know of where had you playing a monster and you fighting against Vikings, who basically potentially was going to be using a Nemesis system, but instead that game had to be cancelled because, look and behold, padded time. I mean, Warframe had a Nemesis system ready because they had liches in the game, which are basically, the bosses that you make in the game. They were supposed to be better than this, but right now they're basically just bosses that you go in, fight, get the loot, and then be done. They don't really change. They don't have any personalities. They basically just have the things that you get, and in fact, they're shadows of what they could have been if it wasn't for this idiotic pattern. In fact, I was basically thinking in my head during the video that if I was worried that if they had managed to get the liches to work like that, they would need to basically overhaul the entire Nemesis. They may have that, basically Warren may have had to shut down the game just to remove the Nemesis system, probably just so they can get rid of this, so they wouldn't get in trouble with the pattern. As far as I know, I don't know. But the fact that this one, and now they're going to be bringing in Infested Liches, which is hilarious because it's a boy band, Infested Liches, and now they're also going to be shadows of the former shadows of their future selves, because they could have been so much more. I was so excited to see that, and now we never get anything from the Nemesis system. This could have revolutionized gaming, but of course, greedy, idiotic WB decided, you know what? No, we're gonna pad this because we own this, and this is gonna make a lot of money. And in the end, they don't even bother using it, and they canceled Wonder Woman, and they're not gonna use it. And now we got 11 years to wait until this patent freaking runs out, which I highly doubt they're even gonna use the Nemesis system by then. Which even if they try to renew it, I highly doubt they'll be able to get it, because I don't know how the patent system works. But hopefully the people who give out patents literally basically review the evidence. Okay, well, what you do with this thing, what you do with the patent, and they investigate it. Well, you haven't done anything with this thing, so why would we give you a patent? Hopefully that's what it is, but I highly doubt it, because here's the evidence here that everyone thinks would not happen. Did you know one time someone successfully, now get ready for this, successfully patented, get ready, are you ready? Patented a stick. Yes, you heard me right. Someone successfully patented a stick. Now, if you don't know, I got this is like years ago. This is like freaking years ago. And I saw this other creator. It was Matthew Santaro. I can't remember. He probably made a bunch of other patent videos by now. So if any of you can find it, I'll try to leave a link down below for you guys to watch the top 10 idiotic patents. I'll try to leave the link down below. But if I can't, go look it up yourselves, because literally it's the top 10 idiotic patents, and that one is number 1 because somebody managed to patent a freaking stick. Yes, and what's funny is that I was watching hours ago, and he says that, oh yeah, you can't patent something that's literally something for life, like throwing something. But what's funny is when I was watching this, man, somebody needs to tell him about the stick, because somebody patented the stick. In fact, anyone who's watching this video who watches Management Gold, go let him know that somebody patented a stick. I don't know when, but I think it was like 2010. As far as I know, I don't really remember if this is like in the 2000s. I do know it was in the 2000s, I think. I don't know. Fact check that for me. I'll probably be entirely wrong. But somebody managed to patent a stick. So if you think the pass system, or if you have thought about the pass system being so broken entirely, you're right. It is so broken that you can literally somehow patent a stick. I don't know how, but someone patented a stick. A stick! I don't know how. I don't know how that worked. But either way, yeah. Yeah. Somebody patented a freaking stick. Just a regular stick. It has nothing on it. Just a stick you find in the wild. Ooh, just seriously, just thinking about that just pisses me off. WB Games, you deserve to fail entirely. I'm sorry that I have to say this, but if they're gonna just shut down studios, lay off people, and be done with it, WB Games needs to fail. I'm sorry, but they're not at this rate. They're not improving. They're not doing anything to prove it. And also, they also have the audacity to say in their faking response or something, whatever you're going to call it, saying that we need to start getting excited for the future. Excited for what? You guys suck. You literally just closed down Monolith and other studios because because the games were failing and decided, you know what? We failed. So instead of cutting your costs, you decide to lay off people because you're idiots. You're complete and other idiots, and it pisses me off. Like I said, I don't want people to lose their jobs, but at the same time, I don't want WB Games to exist anymore. Because at this rate, I'd rather have them fail and just cease to exist and go back to them staying as movies and just sending out their licenses to just people, to gaming studios, just so they can use them. Because at least they will literally do it. In fact, I don't care. If they license out basically some of their license out to basically EA at this point, because at least they know how to at least disguise it as a game. They at least know how to. Well, of course they still probably fail, but at least they'll disguise it enough to basically be able to make a game out of it. WB Games, they wanted to know everything like this. Don't care if it fails. Suck it. Layoffs. I am absolutely pissed right now. Monolith Studio is the best studio I've heard. I played literally freaking first game on the channel and I enjoyed it. I'm so happy for it. So and literally they closed it down because F us, huh? And like I said, I don't know. I want to play the sequel, but every time I just don't want to because of this. I want to play the sequel. I have it. I bought it. It's in my library right now. But I might as well just play it on my own time because I don't want to play it for the channel because it would just be pissing me off knowing that this game is now never going to possibly ever have a sequel to this series or never going to have a Nemesis system-like game ever again. The fact that we're here now and we're never going to see a game like with the Nemesis system again. That game revolutionized gaming. It started a revolution with using Nemesis. It could have revolutionized even more of the gaming industry. We could have had so many more games with the Nemesis system. I could tell you so many games that could potentially have this Nemesis system right now. For example, FromSoft. Imagine them getting this Nemesis system and using it in their games. Imagine you having to go around and then all of a sudden an enemy pops out and hunts you down and you have to face him off and this Nemesis fights you and it's basically their own style and it's basically a copy of you. I guess it would have to be a copy of you because I think that would be better. You in your gear and then you gotta fight it and then it learns your moves and you gotta fight it and then until you beat that it will start doing some other thing like stealing your resources. I got this idea from Morphin. Morphin does this before. Like the liches steal have attacks every time you go in their planet they dominated, and they basically take attacks of whatever you have. And I think that would be great for FromSoft to use that technique where if you lose to the enemy, not only will you lose more resources, every time you kill an enemy, you lose more currency. So they will take it until you kill that enemy. That facing Nemesis will continue to keep stealing your resources if you're in the vicinity or in the entire map. Or the entire game. It doesn't matter where you are in the game. That guy will continue to keep taking your resources from you until you kill him. Imagine that. Like Armored Core. Imagine you going around fighting and you going around and you face off against another enemy that comes after you. Dude, that would be epic in your mech. I mean, let me give you another game. Monster Hunter. Think about it. I know it's weird, but think about Monster Hunter getting their own Nemesis system and you're going around fighting monsters. Now, I think I can give you an idea how it would work, in my opinion. Like, you go around, you go kill monsters, you keep killing monsters, and eventually, boom, a monster appears to come after you. Like for you, it's like thinking that you're a challenge, and you're trying to take terror, you're trying to claim influence, and if it kills you, it will be powerful in its own right, and it would be powerful in its own right. It becomes its own alpha. It becomes powerful enough. Now, of course, they would need to figure out how this will be interacting with other enemies in there. But if it manages to defeat you, it becomes powerful, and then it basically goes around, and it has its own territory or something. I don't know how that work. But yeah, imagine you going around and this guy you had to fight this guy. This guy appears, or it could be and depending on different bios, it could be like in the forest biome. All of a sudden, this enemy appears out of nowhere, strikes you and attacks you, giving you a wound or something, and then the fight starts. Or you could be in the desert, and then all of a sudden it just comes out of the flying, and you see a shadow, and then all of a sudden it fights you. Or in the distance, it comes over here, and you just puts the camera over there, and then hey, and it just pops and it starts roaring. Imagine the monster with the Nemesis system in here. Imagine it. That would be great. Now also, I'm sorry, I'm starting talking about my piece, but I'm supposed to be talking about Monolith, but literally I need to talk about my piece first, but I guess, I don't know, my brain's like went out there, but I gotta say this. But either way, imagine having that happen. And what also another way, Sniper Elite. Now it would be weird, but imagine you playing in the game, you fighting enemies, finding all the enemies in that game, and then all of a sudden you just get a whiz. All of a sudden somebody shoots you, and then all of a sudden you find out the camera hits them, and then oh my god, it's a Nemesis sniper, and you have to fight against the Nemesis sniper. Imagine you having to go around the map trying to make sure this sniper doesn't go after you, hunt you from a distance, or if it takes too long, he'll probably go out hunting for you. Like he could be trying to get close to you, or trying to fire you from a distance. Like he spots you like an angle, like an open area, and then he just sees it, just starts firing at you. Imagine that. Of course, you can avoid it if they continue on with the mission. But if it manages to kill you, it can start you over from the main. It can start you over from the level. So or something. I don't know what the punishment would be. Either way, it'd be epic for you to fight off a sniper there. Heck, I'm waiting. Heck, imagine having an RTS. Now I don't know how that will work. But if the enemy like all of a sudden a new enemy appears on the map, and it's another faction that appears, and it's your nemesis, and decides to work together with the enemy to just kill you, imagine an RTS happening like that. And now that would take a wrench in your gameplay. Also, you could be just having fun in the game. Now I know it's linear, but hey, possibility, who knows? And then you're fighting enemy, and all of a sudden the enemy just pops out, and you got to deal with two enemies at the same time. They both work together. Or they can fight against each other for prey. They fight against each other, and that you can use this as a distraction. Either way, it'd be great. I mean, there is so many games. I mean, what about a horror game? Do you ever think what would happen if the Nemesis system was in a horror game? Imagine that. You're going around, you're scared out of your butts, and then all of a sudden this monster decides to appear, and it starts hunting you. Like you got, like, for example, what the Aliens franchise does with their AI. No, of course, that's their own thing. But imagine you got to deal with it. You got to run around. You got to find out. You got to do some straps. You got to build some way to kill this thing before it finds, because it's only a matter of time. And you got to hide from it as long as you can, and try to find a way to get out of the level. But it still chases you. It will continue to chase. Even if you get around out of the level, it will still chase you to the next level. It just buys you time, and you got to figure out a way to basically end this monster by using some things in the environment. If you can't fight it, use things in the environment. Imagine that you have to use the environment to basically kill the thing off temporarily, because eventually it will come back. Eventually, if you take too much time, like for example, Resident Evil's monsters, like it takes too much time, they come back and they will fight you. And then you eventually gotta run away. I mean, imagine that Nemesis coming along and trying to figure it out. Now, of course, that might be totally different, but who knows? I mean, FNAF did an open world horror game one time, which I wouldn't consider horror. But imagine if it had a Nemesis system. Man, freaking Roxy would be hunting you down, which I would not have a problem with Roxy hunting me. But either way, imagine that. Imagine the game industry right now. Imagine indies. Imagine indie devs. Imagine indie companies using this Nemesis system. I already explained it with the Viking thing. Using it. I would love to see it. In fact, there was even a game, Balatro. Imagine you having to deal with a freaking battle against the enemy. Like, oh, you have a battle, like this Nemesis is trying to beat you, but you were trying to beat them at the same time. Balatro could have added that. Either way, I don't know. But imagine it. So many games could benefit from the Nemesis system. In my brain, there is so many other games. There's probably other games you guys can think of. Heck, think of out of the ordinary games. What would you think? Like out of the games, they can be benefit from the Nemesis system. Like I said, shooters, I already explained, Sniper and Elite. Horror games, that's one. Monster Hunter, basically you getting freaking targeted by a giant monster. I mean, literally, at the ends. I mean, survival games. Imagine you going around and then you and a monster, and then and you during your survivals, depending on the game, like monsters, like for example, Forest, that game, Sons of the that Forest game, Sons of the Forest. You know that game. Imagine you having to go around and you're killing so many of the people. Eventually, an alpha, like a mute, an alpha boss mutant comes out. Like the mute is already here, but having a nemesis like comes in to fight you, or even a tribal chief coming in to face you off against because you're killing too many of his people and you gotta fight him off. Imagine a survival game like that. Colony survival. A nemesis out in the wilds, and you gotta figure out where he is to kill him off before he tries to destroy it, because he's gonna constantly keep attacking you, trying to figure out ways to basically destroy it. Like you send out people out in the wild to basically scavenge, he will be sending people out to end them if you don't have them protected. You sending out a convoy to another colony to supply them, I know they could be sending out their troops to freaking target it. You having a fun day, just building your stuff, they could be sending out waves and waves of enemies to your base to try to stop you. Or try to steal your resources. Imagine that, a colony survival with this Nemesis system. It's so endless. The amount of games that could benefit from the Nemesis system is insane. In fact, do you guys have any other ideas about any other games that could have benefits from this game, from this Nemesis system? Let me know. Oh, what about Warhammer? Imagine you playing Warhammer for Space Marine, and then you're going through the level, and then you basically, I don't know how they make it work. No, that's too linear. But imagine they made a game where you have to go through a level. Imagine a game, Warhammer game, we have to go through, and then you basically have a nemesis appear in the level. Like you basically cannot leave until you basically beat this enemy, and he comes after you, and you gotta find a way to beat him, and he comes and does all these moves to try to beat you. Imagine that. Imagine that. Think on that. What happens if Warhammer had that? It'd be great. I mean, we have a Lictor in the game in Space Marine 2 for freak's sakes, and that hunts you down if you're by yourself. I mean, that kind of thing would be amazing. Also, sorry if you hear noises in the background. People are sick in this house still. I'm still recovering though. But still, imagine any game you think of. Imagine this game benefiting from the Nemesis system. I'm sorry that I haven't been talking about anything about Monolith or anything, but I just had to take my piece. We'll go back to the discussions later, but start thinking about that right now. In your head, think about it. Any game you can think of, try to put the Nemesis system in that game. Man, that would literally... I mean, even if it's a fun game, like a fun survival game, like Animal Crossing. Imagine you having to do that thing, but your enemy is but your foe, like in the game, like another villager comes along, tries to stop you from paying, the whole debt thing in the game. Like, oh yeah, tries to stop you from paying off your debt. Like he steals your money, or basically tries to steal your food, or do something, sabotage your things, try to make all your money fail, and to make you keep your debt up and high, or in fact, try to reset your debt. If you fail to stop him in time, it depends on how it is. I mean, Nemesis system has potential for every game you can think of, but unfortunately, we won't get to see those potentials because WB, remember, patented, and like I said, Monolith has shut down because, they failed because WB thinks they failed because they're idiots. WB are idiots. They think Monolith can't be nurtured. They should be nurturing Monolith, but instead they shut down the studio. Now, who knows where these people are going to go? They should all band together and start their own studio here, and then basically have just something. I know they won't be able to take the Nemesis system out with them, but who knows? At this point, it's been like a decade. I think at least a decade now since. It's been like a decade now. Since literally the Nemesis system, 9 years now, and they haven't done anything with it. So I think at this point, people on Twitter have been saying that they should be or X at this point. I'm just gonna call it Twitter because my brain is not gonna switch between them. Twitter right now, and literally said that they should be getting sued by now because they're not doing anything, which is gonna be hard because right now they got WB has lawyers, but at this point, I think every studio that had a game should be suing them right now. That had a game with a Nemesis system in there, and they should be suing them by now because at this point, hopefully they do get some sort of lawsuit in there. But right now, I don't know what's gonna happen. I do hope they get sued somehow. They get some sort of lawsuit headed towards their way because right now the Nemesis system is literally sitting in limbo, doing nothing. They shut down 2 studios. They shut down the studio that made it, that could have revolutionized the gaming industry forever, and I'm pissed about it because I will never get a game where it gives me that pissed off at an enemy ever again. I still remember my first time playing Shadow of Mordor. I played it for the channel, but it didn't have the same feeling. But the first time I played it, my God, my nemesis. I just decided to go fight an enemy. I didn't realize it was just it was actually an Uruk officer. And what's more is that all of a sudden a second one appeared. And then a third one appeared. And then one of them ran off. I was focusing on this guy, Shagflag, who is still to this day most hated enemy here. Shagflag the Foul. I hate him to the very core. To this freaking day. I hate him. To this day, I absolutely hate him. I hate him to the very end. And literally, I fought him and he ran away. And then I got killed by somebody else. He became a freaking more powerful. I went after again. He still managed to freaking overwhelm. I ran off. And then when I was leaving the map, I freaking tried to backstab a random orc. You know, I'm going to kill this random orc before I leave. It turns out to be Shagflag the Foul. And then, oh my God, I tried to kill him, but he was too powerful. And I had to leave and get the freak out of Dodge. So I had to leave, run away. But as I was going to the end of the game, I decided, you know, I'm going to go fight Shagflag. Kill him off once and for all. And I did it from a high dive, one shot, done, and I was done. Now, before I continue on, just to let you know, this is spoilers. This is absolute spoilers. I will put a time here for when I end the spoilers here, so you guys can skip. But what's funny is that when I finally ended them and went to the final battle, we're close to the final battle. It's the final boss it's the second to last boss. Guess who I found there? Shagflag the Foul. I literally brought in my younger Cillian to see me finish the game, and I saw Shagflag the Foul. I literally said, Shagflag the Foul! And I was, so how are you alive? I killed you 4 times! And for the 5th time, he came back from beyond the dead, leading a pack of freaking dang orcs, Urukai. And I was so pissed. I was literally, I was killing everyone and I was aiming for him. I was trying to, F this. I'm going to get him under my command because I had enough of this. I've had enough of this. I'm going to have him under my command. Just get him, so we can end this now. But unfortunately, one of my minions killed him. One of the other Urukais killed him. And then, yeah, that's about it. And then we went off, and then I went off to finish the game. Went off to basically beat the rest of the game. I've never been so pissed off. To this day, I'm still pissed off. Whenever I get reminded of any situation, when I'm reminded of Shagflag the Foul, I get pissed. Because he will always be my first nemesis. And now, I will never get that feeling ever again until I play the Shadow of War. Until I play that, I will never have that state. Because, of course, there's difficulty settings on that. But I will never have that visceral hatred for an Urukai like I have for Shagflag the Foul. I will never have that. Because the first game doesn't have a difficulty setting. Which I'm going to have to say this, that Asmongold said this one time, I'm going to say this right now, said that everyone should basically have only experienced the difficulty setting once and that's it. I have to disagree with that. No, every game should have a difficulty setting unless the game is purposely made to be difficult or challenging or something. But because that's how I enjoy my gaming. I need to have, because because the difficulty is like pissing me off too much, I could just change it to where it suits me. Or in this game, because in Shadow of Mordor, I played it. Once you play it once, that's it. You're done. You can know how to beat the game. You know what to do. There's no reason for you to go fight the enemies. In fact, you'll be overpowered by the end of the game if you decide to leave any of your enemies behind. Literally. And at that point, it's just a breeze. And then I never get that feeling. That game needed a difficulty setting. And unfortunately, I will never get that feeling until I play the sequel. And when I play that, I'm just gonna be so upset at WB because we could have had any more games. I would have loved to have fought a monster in Monster Hunter with the Nemesis system, like pissing me off so much that I would need to go hunt him down directly. I would love to be afraid of a monster in a horror game who are pissing me off, but also terrifies me at the same time because he could be anywhere around me, hunting me, and then I would need to find a way to beat him. I would love to challenge a sniper who is trying to in Sniper Elite, who is there hunting me down. I would love to have been killed off and hate enough my copy myself in the FromSoft game, who is basically hunting me, who's also trying to hunt me down, or is in the general area, or hunts me down, leaves the map, and then comes back to fight me again. Like, I would love to have the Nemesis in other games, but of course, WB games sucks beyond belief, and I'd rather have that be the basically get have its downfall. Because I highly doubt they remember it. If they ever do use the Nemesis system, it'll probably be by the time the patent will be free. And I highly doubt they renew it, because if they find a way to renew this, I'm going to be so pissed off. Because there is no way they can renew this. I mean, it's going to be hilarious. In fact, we should all just start rising up and start going up to the patent office and just start getting pissed off at them, because they don't know how to do anything. Like I said before, somebody patented a stick. Like I said, I don't know what episode that was. Somebody let me know in the comments if you know what Matthew Santoro episode that was. I'll try to find it myself and put it down below, but I can't remember. But anyway, I hate that. I hate that. They closed down 2 studios. Monolith is gone. And I'm upset. Who knows what other games they could have made. They could have made such a good games. But no. Instead, they're now shut down, and we may never see another game ever again. Until the patent ends, which is another 11 years, because my brain thought it was just a decade, and I was hoping we had one more year. I thought we had one more year, and I wish they patented, no, I didn't. No, I did not wish, because we still have one more year. We still have 11 more years. Until they decide to just not use the patent, until they decide to, end the patent themselves. They're not even going to let people license it, so that's idiotic. They should just let people license it. Just let them have it. Just license it out to people if they're not going to let anyone else, if they don't want to let it free. So, but until then, it's imprisoned. It's imprisoned under the idiotic command of WB Games. WB Studios, or whoever is in charge. It's under their command, and I hope WB Games fails. I don't want people to lose their jobs, but I sure as heck don't want WB Games to exist any longer. I hate them. I wish they fail, because if they're just gonna close off studios and not give a dang about the studios and nurturing them, then we might as well see WB Games freaking just cease to exist. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. I hate them. And I absolutely hate them to the very core of my insurmountable being. And thanks to this, we will never see anything. Also the audacity, once again, they said, we need to find a way to get our profits back up or something. I forgot what they said in the comments. Profits back up. We need to get people to trust us in making games. You suck at making games. We need to get people to basically remember, we also need to get our swagger on. What swagger? You suck. You never had swagger to begin with because you suck so bad. And literally, now they're trying to basically impress the shareholders. I don't know if they said anything, but of course, one of them says that they need to get profits margins or something, which is where it all ends. They need to get money. They want money. They only want money. And I absolutely hate them for it. And they go suck an egg. I hate making WB Games. I don't even know why they exist. They brought out one good game, and that is it. And now they want to make a live service version of it. Harry Potter was a good game. I heard good things. I'm still going to get it. I still want to get it. But now I'm hesitant because I don't want to give WB my dang money. And now we're going to see live service out of them. No signal. Probably and I think Rocksteady is going to go back to the traditional Batman series games, which literally, can we move on from Batman for the love of God? Give us something new. Let them produce something else for once. besides Batman. Some of us are kind of getting tired of Batman. Me, I still want to do combat in the Batman game, but still. But either way, also it's ironic. Oh wait, never mind. Oh wait, never mind. Never mind. They're the ones that have. Never mind. They're the ones that came up with the dodgy. Never mind on that one. My brain. I was thinking of something else. But yeah. So yeah, It's gonna be fun, isn't it? Absolutely fun for the next 11 years. With no Monolith, with no games, and I hope that everything, that basic WB games, shuts down entirely. Literally, entirely needs to be shut down because I hate them. They suck so bad. Like I said before, I don't want people to lose their jobs, but at the same time, I just can't stand WB games. I want them to shut down. I want them to cease to exist. I don't want people to lose their jobs. I know it's contradictory, but in the end of the day, if they're going to act like this and not give a dang about their freaking dang studios, then I'd rather have them shut down and be done. I do hope some of the people from Monolith go off and start their own studios. I really do. I really do hope. And I do hope that WB does get a lawsuit against them by someone who basically is pissed off at the fact that literally you have this patent and yet you're not even using it, and we had to shut down our game because you have the patent now and yet you're not even using it. Literally, it's been almost a decade now. I think, I don't know, 11 more years. I don't know. Let me know if I got that right. It's been years now. Let's just say that, and they still haven't done anything with it. Wonder Woman was supposed to have one, but they shut that down, and I am absolutely pissed. I know I'm talking. I'm taking my piece, but I'm gonna say this. That I'm pissed right now. I'm pissed. It's freaking getting hot here because I'm cooking alive. Did I turn my heater again? No, it's not. It's just cooking alive myself. I am pissed that we will never get another Nemesis system kind of game. When this patent does end, and I hope that everything it ends, whether by either lawsuit or by WB's willingness, or when it ends in the next 11 years or so, I don't know when it is, I hope to everything that other games who already had their Nemesis system ready and waiting are going to pop it in. I know Warframe is ready. They already have their version, and I hope to everything that when that happens, they will instantly start putting it into the game. But until then, we will have to deal with WB possibly kicking out games that literally no one gives an F about. Also, let's go back to Multiverse because they literally kicked that out the door before it was ready, ruined that game beyond belief, and didn't bother fixing any issues on that one. It's literally idiotic how they did that. No, I'm not joking. They literally just kicked that out the door. Kicked it out the door, and look what happened. It failed. I'm spitting a lot right now. That's how much I'm pissed off I am. And they literally shut down the studio because of that. The side squad, the Suicide Squad, is now freaking. It basically got ruined. So any further adjustment with that is now gone. So now they're gonna be going back to Batman, like I said. But like I said, Monolith is the best studio that I freaking, and I'm glad that I played the game. I literally bought the new edition when it got on the PS4. That was my. In fact, I'm gonna let you know. That game was the first game I played on the PS4. I played it on the Xbox 360, but when the Ultimate Edition came out for the PS4, I got that for the PS4. It was the first game I got it, and I absolutely loved it. It was the first game. I wanted to replay it. I replayed it so many times. I pressed new game so many freaking times that I enjoy it. It was the best thing. I loved it. Even though I didn't get the same thrill of freaking fighting an enemy, I still love the fact that I still got to make my own Nemesis. Like I said, one day I'll play the sequel. But until then, I gotta get out of my funk and not bother because I am absolutely upset. I don't know what else to say here. I'm pissed. I'm upset. WB Games need, and I can't scream because my throat's already hurting. WB Gaming, like I say, sucks beyond freaking belief. So I don't want to freaking talk too loud. Ugh. I hate them. I hate them. I hate you. I hate everything we stand for, W Games. You suck beyond belief. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I want you to fail so badly. Now, for any people watching this video, don't send hate their way. I'm the only one sending hate to them. You guys don't need to send any hate to them. I don't want you guys to send any hate to them, any of the employees, anyone else over there. I'm the only one that freaking is going to send hate to them, alright? Me, only me. So if any fault happens, it's me taking the hit. Because I want to say that W Games, you suck so bad. It's like almost an hour and I still hate you. I want you to fail so badly that you will never be able to get back into the gaming industry ever again. I want WB to never be able to step foot in the gaming industry ever again. Because right now they're also trying to figure out how they're also trying to get mobile. They're focusing on mobile right now. So yes, I want WB Games to fail so badly. To where I will never see them exist ever again in the gaming industry. I only want them to see them sending out the licenses to game studios. So that way they can make it. They can still get royalties. But of course WB Gaming wants all the money. So they want to stay in here as best they can. But I highly doubt WB Games will stay alive. And even if it does die, I highly doubt the patent for the Nemesis system will leave their freaking hands. Unless they sell that off. If they sell that off, I hope that everything that the right studio gets it. And that they, send it out. You don't need to license it. We have the patent, but I don't need to license it. You can do what the freak you want with it. We have the patent, but we don't care. You can do whatever the freak you want with it. You can do whatever you want with it. Yeah. 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 It is absolutely insane. Like I said, don't anyone watching this video, do not send hate their way. Which obviously they're going to send hate their way. I'm the only one sending hate their way because I absolutely want them to fail. I want them to not exist. I don't want the employees to lose a job, but at the same time, I want them to not exist. It's at the same time as well. I don't want the WB Games to exist. It's unfortunate, but I hate that. I hate the fact that I'm now fighting with my brain to say I want them to fail, but I don't want the employees to lose a job. But in fact, matter of factly, at this point, they don't give an F about the employees. They don't give an F about the studios. And if they fail, they'll just start laying off people left and right and shutting studios down. So they might as well just not exist anymore. Harry Potter's going to be turned into a live service. Basically, Game of Thrones is probably going to turn into a live service in the future. Any other games for the live service on demand? You suck, Derby. Go straight to the bowels of the underworld and never come out of there. Like I said, that's my rant. I just turned from WTF News to ranting, and really fast. But in reality, yeah, I already talked about how basically sorry, my brain is frying right now and I can't even remember the studio's name. Monolith literally now is gone. The CEO, I think, left to EA. Basically, and like I said, I wanted to talk more about Monolith, but in the end, no, actually, I did talk about most of it. So yeah, this WTF News is about me spread the word, like I said, but it turned into a rant video immediately. Because literally, it is insane how this is happening. And now, every time we hear studio, I mean, at this point, everyone, I'm not saying you should do this, but now, if this is what they're going to do, if they ever put a game out, I don't buy that game. Unless it's actually, it's a good game. Actually, if it's a good single player game, play that game. Give that game money instead. If they bring out a live service game, do not play that at all. Leave that to die. They need to know that they need to know, and now I'm going to be contradicting myself. They need to know that we want single player games that are good and not microtransactions heck holes like the Side Squad. Like the Side Squad, like the Sui Side Squad. Like I said, I don't know what to say this because YouTube is a pain in the ass. Pain in the butt. Sorry, pain in the butt. Like literally. I don't know what is going to happen now. WB Games needs to start changing, and I do hope they fail. But if they don't, then I'd rather their company, W Games fails. But if they don't, they have one option. Go make single player games that are fun, that are good, and are not made to try to drain your wallets. I'm looking at you, Mortal Kombat. I'm not looking at Mortal Kombat. I'm looking at the company W Games that's destroyed Mortal Kombat. So yeah, right absolutely now, they need to decide to do something, which hopefully they do, but if not, okay, to go to single player games. If they want to make live services, then they gotta make more single player games alongside it. Because if they don't, this game company is not surviving any longer. Not surviving any longer, people. So yeah, that's basically about it. I got like nothing else left to say. I'm like pissed right now. My throat's hurting. I'm done being pissed around now. I'm trying to hold back from yelling because I don't want to freaking yell to the heavens and basically hurt my throat and also yell to the heavens and disturb everyone in my house. But yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get a basement, like so that way I can scream all I want. But even then, it is absolutely bad that I'm seeing this. It sucks. I hate it. I actually hate WB. They suck as a company. They suck as a publisher. And they suck making games. The only time they made a good game is Harry Potter. Because that one actually knew what they were doing. But like I said, now live service. Also, I think they I think they're banking on live. They're still rebooting the series again. I think they're rebooting it and starting over from the beginning and making it for modern audiences. I have no idea. Somebody let me know in the comments. But either way, that's another issue entirely. But it sucks so badly. Like I said before, it's idiotic. I hope they get hit with a lawsuit. With something. Because at this point, having that patent is doing nothing for that game, for them. Like I said, they can license it out to people. But by the end of the day, something's going to happen. It's getting idiotic. Because you can sue anyone for anything today. Either way, something needs to happen. That's just me. Anyway, that's it. I have nothing left to say. And let me know in the comments what you think about this situation. Do you agree with me that literally WB sucks so badly? Do you disagree with me for some reason? Do you think that they should basically start making good games for once? And do you think they should actually start dipping their toe in the little cup of water that's sitting in front of them instead of running away scared? Let me know in the comments because I really want to hear your basic opinions. Like I said before, once again, a stick was patented. So if you think the patent system sucks so bad, here it is. Somebody patented a freaking stick. A stick was patented. I can't remember when, but it was patented and it was successful. Okay? So if anyone says that nobody is stupid enough to patent something, if you think that nobody can patent something, no, apparently people can patent anything. Like I said, Asperger's talked about how basically you can't patent the throwing mechanic in Power because you know how your Pokemon, not Pokemon, that's something else. Pokemans, Pokemans speaking thing. No, apparently it can. So Asperger, I highly advise you to go watch go find that thing because literally. Yeah, you can patent much anything as long as you're like charismatic enough, I guess. Or people let him know, because literally, patent system's broken. In fact, I'm wondering how long before somebody's gonna try to do it again, patent something. Either way, that's about it. I have nothing left to say. My throat's about to kill. I gotta go edit my videos and then post them up side by today. I don't know. Yeah, post them up today. I'm pissed. I'm done. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Comment, subscribe down below. What you think about it? I'm not doing my freaking outro. Well, I am gonna still do my outro, but not with the song. Let me know in the comments. Like and share the video. what you think about to help spread my influence. It might spread the word, or sorry, spread the word here. And also, don't forget to press the black bell button because you know how YouTube channel is. She doesn't bother. And yeah, I got like nothing else left to say. If you got anything else to say, if I missed anything, in fact, I don't think I talked about anything about other than Monolith and the Nemesis in this entire time. So let me know in the comments if I missed any information here. And if you want, just go to basically Yongye's video and just watch that there, because literally I like talking about only the Nemesis system, and I barely talked about Monolith here at all. It's just, yeah, sorry, I go into a rant. Yeah, and that's about it. Now if you need me, not if you need me. Now if you excuse me, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm gonna sit on my toilet and I gotta squeeze out some sewage, some WB sewage out of my freaking butt. All right, my dog means dismissed.